A long time have I watched the man called Darth Vader from the darkness, from the shadows of my master's chambers. The last of the Jedi Knights, the last of 2 Sith Lords, a solitary man with an unquenched thirst for revenge. He now pursues the last stragglers of the Alliance to the 4th moon of Yavin, where he will unleash his anger and avenge the destruction of the Death Star. I believe the rebels scarcely know the swift and sudden retribution that awaits them.
The rebels are sure to have lookouts to warn them of approaching danger.
Speeder bike on duty. We must destroy the rebel sentry towers so they cannot alert the main base.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Star Wars Battlegrounds. Today we are moving on from Boss Nass's campaign to Lord Vader's campaign. So we're now playing with the Galactic Empire. And in this mission we are on Yavin IV. This takes place shortly after the destruction of the first Death Star. And what we're going to do is, because we have Lord Vader and he is a Force user, we're going to use Lord Vader as kind of our forward scout, because he can turn enemy soldiers against them, and you know, he heals himself. So that's going to be a big part of our strategy. The other thing that we've got with us today is we have a medic droid, and that medic droid is going to be important if we want to keep our entire military working throughout the entire mission.
My meditation.
Here on Yavin IV, our job is to make our way to the main rebel base and destroy every single...
Now I am the master.
We need to wipe the rebels out. You know, they need to pay for the destruction of the first Death Star. And so what we're doing here is we're just going to clear out the sentry turrets so that the Rebel Alliance isn't too warned of our advance. As you can see, we're moving forward, capturing soldiers as we go. And Darth Vader has captured yet another Rebel soldier.
For your sake, this is
now, using Darth Vader to capture the Rebel soldiers kind of gives us this little opportunity where we can use the Rebel soldiers to attack themselves.
Right away, sir.
And it also means that we can keep our own soldiers in fairly good shape. I don't think we actually lose any soldiers.
Now I am
as you can see, I'm pulling them back so that the medic droid can do its job. And we've posted them up on the hill, which gives them a slight defense bonus, knocking them all out. The scout that we've got with us, I think we lose very early on. But I use him mostly for trying to get an idea of what's ahead of us. We're sitting here just letting our medic heal our soldiers, and Darth Vader is just going to spend a little bit of time taking out the sentry post. So our job is to capture General Dodonna. We need to capture him, we need to take him alive. So we're just going to give ourselves a moment for our troops to heal. And now we're going to move forward. We're going to take out this final sentry post.
Send me on my way.
Our speeder bike is moving forward. And in a short moment it will reveal the first enemy encampment. Oh, here come the rebel reinforcements.
Why do you disturb me now that the sentries are down?
Send me on my way. Let me answer. I'll get them.
Why do you disturb me? You have a keen
They shall
to suffer.
Lord Vader, we are sending some TIE bombers on a bombing run. They should help you make short work of those rebels.
The bombing run is coming in, and it's going to take out the troop center that is up ahead. And we have a transport coming in, and this transport will be dropping off some reinforcements for us.
Lord Vader, we are sending in reinforcements.
Will not be tolerated.
So as you can see, we've now got a couple of mounted troopers, and our scout bike, unfortunately, does take some damage, as does our medic droid, but I'm able to pull the medic droid out before he takes too much damage. and here the rebels come in. They're going to try and stop us. Thankfully, Darth Vader has, I think he's got like 600 hit points or something. So what we're going to do is we're just going to sit there. We're going to capture one of their soldiers and take out the scout.
You have a keen tactical mind.
And the soldier, he's about to die. And we're going to send the mounted troopers up to take out the troop center so that the rebels can't come in and attack us from behind. As you can see, I am now moving the main part of our force forward. And the reason behind this is because they're going to make short work of it. They don't need to sit there too long. As you can see,
troops are expendable.
Not much survives. That was the troop center going down. So we're going to start advancing forward just a little bit quicker. Well, not quicker, but further. As you can see, using the rebel soldier to advance, and Darth Vader, he's moving in to support him.
Geared up. Stormtrooper ready, sir.
The stormtroopers, we're just going to post up behind here, and we're going to try and draw some of the rebel soldiers out.
We are sending in reinforcements.
Oh hey, more reinforcements.
I'm at your disposal.
I didn't realize that was there.
Ready and
I
waiting.
had been pretty good and I had managed to take all of the extra bits out, but it seems like
Failure will not be
I missed
tolerated.
one. I do try to see if I can turn the Imperial transport to see if we can like get whatever's inside. Unfortunately we cannot, so I continue advancing.
Be tolerated. What is it?
And there's a Gundark. So I tried to turn the Gundark, but I just you can't turn Gundarks. So I pulled the rebel soldier back, and
Spare parts available.
the troopers quickly make quick work. Now there is another rebel base here, and we've got some TIE bombers going in on a bombing run. So what we're going to do is we're going to move our force forward once more.
Sir, yes, sir.
And the rebel soldier, he's going to move forward. He's going to try and draw out the
I'm
enemy.
at your disposal.
Some of our soldiers do start firing, but that's okay. Darth Vader, we're going to send in, and he's going to start causing some problems for the enemy. Now, I probably could have turned the grenade trooper. He would have been an excellent addition to our forces, but I decided to turn a rebel soldier instead, just because, you know, it's a rebel soldier. He can act as a scout.
It will be my honor.
As you can see, they are the
It will be my honor.
group of stormtroopers that we've got makes quick work of most vehicles.
Who interrupts my meditation?
So it's going to be interesting to see what we could do. As you can see, I say that a lot. Not a lot is standing up against us, so I'm going to move forward with Darth Vader to scout out ahead. And we're just checking on the objectives once more. I just wanted to see if they've changed any. They have not. The mission does say that, you know, you don't want to spend time destroying every structure on your way through, but I'm like, do you know what we're going to do? We're going to destroy as many structures as possible to stop the Rebel Alliance from attacking us from behind. Unfortunately, there is a few issues.
Why do you disturb
I think
me?
we almost lose a stormtrooper, but of course Darth Vader, he moves in, a couple of shots, and the soldier is down.
For their arrogance.
Moving forward with Darth Vader, once again we're going to turn another one of the rebel soldiers, and we're going to advance with our soldiers,
At once.
with our stormtroopers, and we're going to start making quick work of the Rebel Alliance.
Trooper standing by. Safety off.
As you can see, a couple of shots and the enemy is no longer an issue. Now I do have to play around with where our troops are, just because they do keep causing some damage. And there are a couple of times where they almost lose a stormtrooper, but I don't think we actually lose anyone in this battle. Aside from the scout trooper that we lost at the very start. And all of them.
Keep moving, Commander. We will need to eliminate any lingering rebels.
All of the rebel soldiers that we turn against the main force here, As you can see, Darth Vader standing up there, and he's holding his own against the small rebel force. I do try to turn the rebel strike because I figured, hey, that would also be a useful scout. But instead, we're having to turn the the rebel soldier. I don't know why I was confused there. It didn't change. As you can see, Darth Vader makes short work of the strike mech, and the scout doesn't last much longer after that. So we're going to keep advancing with our main force, and we're going to use Darth Vader and the rebel soldier to keep advancing north.
Lord Vader, we are sending in reinforcements.
So the reinforcements that we got this time was a couple more mounted soldiers, but we've also got a couple of pummels. And the pummels, as we know from previous campaigns, are quite effective against structures such as turrets and fortresses. They are meant for taking out buildings, but because a lot of turrets during the campaign missions have a minimum range, using the pummels to destroy those structures is quite useful, particularly because of their high armor. So they can take a little bit more of a beating. As you can see, our stormtroopers are continuing to advance, and the pummels are concentrating on the structures. That area is revealed, and I don't know why. It might be just because it's the enemy base.
Failure will not be tolerated.
As you can see, we're moving forward. The medic is healing our soldiers and doing it automatically.
Troops are expendable.
Join me.
But we're going to keep moving forward.
Affirmative, Commander. I hope for your sake
And
this is important.
once again, single shot against the gunboat.
Join me.
Entire, I don't know, I think they'd call that a company at this point. A company at this point of stormtroopers just completely annihilates them. As you can also see, the mounted troopers have taken care of the remains of these two particular bases. So we're going to continue heading northward. Mostly because this is where the path is wanting us to go. I do try again with Darth Vader to turn the enemy X-Wing. Is it an X-Wing or is it a Z95? It may actually be a Z95 Headhunter. As you can see, rebel soldiers don't last particularly long. I'm pulling this one back, and I'm going to pull the second soldier that we have turned back as well, just because it might give us an opportunity. As you can see, combining him with Darth Vader, they don't last long. Problem solved.
What is your will, instruments?
Yeah, those, I think they're Zubak mounted troopers, but I'm not sure.
Ready for orders.
So the stormtroopers, we're just going to hold this force here just because it's a good blocking force. As you can see, a couple of shots, that is things dealt with. Here we are, we're moving closer and closer, and we've found another rebel encampment. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull Darth Vader back. We're going to see if we can draw out some of them. But they don't look like they want to move. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn one of them, and we're going to use that to bugger with them for a little bit. And as you can see, we're now moving our main force northward. So we now have 3 rebel soldiers on our side. And we're going to continue to use them as bait. Of course, because we have not necessarily bribed them, but we have turned them against the Rebel Alliance.
They shall suffer for their errors.
Now, I don't notice it until a little bit later. But there is actually another... This base kind of extends up in the western direction a little bit. I don't realize that until we have a couple of soldiers coming behind us. Or try and sneak out behind us. But our soldiers, they're going to keep pushing forward while we let the Zubaks take care of the structure. As you can see, they're continuing to move forward, and we're going to have them sit here where they can hold position. And we're going to move the pummels forward, because we are now getting closer and closer to the main base. And we're kind of aware of this because of increasing resistance. So as you can see, we're moving forward. I had to pull the medic drone back. We did lose another rebel soldier. Again, not a huge issue. They are continuing to try and repulse us, but we will soon get some new reinforcements, and I think it includes a couple of ATSs. And here you'll see, this is where I kind of figure out, hey, there might actually be another base.
Lord Vader, we are sending in reinforcements.
So as you can see, we have got another 2 pummels, and we now have 3 ATSTs to add to our army here. And so we're going to keep moving forward, and put the ATSTs with our stormtroopers just because they act as a good combination. So we're going to move them forward, and we're going to sit them up on this little rise here between the two temples, and we're going to keep moving the pummels forward, because the pummels will act as a very good break between the enemy and everything else. Between the enemy and our main force. As you can see, the enemy strike mech is coming forward, so we're moving our strike mechs forward, and our strike mechs make quick work of the enemy strike mech. It is of course 3v1, so however we are moving our pummels against the medium turret here, and Darth Vader is taking care of the strike mech just down to the south. Here you can see that I have got our mounted troopers taking out the rebel base, and it didn't take long for it to fall. So we're moving back to focus on the main rebel base here, where our pummels are slowly making their way through the turret. And I decide, hey, we're going to turn this Imperial...
Lord Vader, we are sending in reinforcements.
Turning this other rebel soldier to our cause. As you can see, we've also got another couple of... no, it is just one, I think. Maybe it is 2. Another couple of mounted troopers, as well as 3 light mechs, I think. I believe they're called ATPDs. Something. I can't remember what their name was.
Sir, Stormtrooper ready. We found the main rebel base. It is heavily defended with remote turrets.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's heavily defended with remote turrets, but as you can see, we have found the main rebel base after carving through the rest of the enemy. I am going to turn this grenade trooper here, who quickly dies to the turret. That's not a problem because our pummels are moving forward, and they will quickly make work of the turret that is sitting there, currently blocking us from moving further into the enemy base. Now we're going to get these mounted troopers, and we're going to continue moving forward and taking out everything that we can. We have now defeated another rebel base, and we're going to move the mounted troopers forward to take care of the military structures inside the base. The pummels I'm going to let just do what they need to do, but for the most part their job will be to take care of any enemy turrets that we come across. So we're going to keep moving forward until we knock out the remains of the enemy forces that we can find.
We must stop them from reaching the temple.
Fall back!
Lord Vader, General Dodonna has retreated into the main temple.
That was Dodonna. He has retreated into the main temple, so we're going to need to start moving our troops forward, and we need to catch him before he has a chance to escape. But we also need to make sure that we don't leave any rebel structures behind us that could potentially,
Hold your your positions here. Make sure no one escapes. Once we take out their air defenses, I have a special surprise waiting for them. They will pay with their lives.
So we need to take out the rebel structures behind us so that we don't accidentally get attacked. As you can see, that's been a big thing throughout this entire mission. Now we are going to move our main force forward, and we're going to use our main force to take out the enemy structures, these anti-aircraft guns, because Darth Vader does have a plan in mind to potentially cause some significant damage. With a significant portion of the rebel forces destroyed on Yavin IV, we can now move. We can now use our medic to heal all of our other units. And really, it's just about taking out these anti-aircraft guns. Again, the battle is won. So I have been mucking around. You probably noticed it in the last couple of episodes for this week, but I have changed my outro. On the screen, when that comes up, on the left-hand side, there will be not a previous episode, but this will be probably the last, the episode from the Boss Nass campaign. Well, there might not be an episode there at all. On the right hand side there will be an episode kind of recommended to you by YouTube. I figured I'd just point this out now while it's on top of my mind, because I'm not going to have a chance when we get to the end of this mission, because it kind of just rolls on. As you can see, our troops make quick work of the rebel forces here, and it's not long before the anti-aircraft guns fall to the Empire's might. I am moving our mounted troops up to deal with the remains of the rebel forces, but of course it's not going to take long, and as you can see, there wasn't really much that they could do. I just needed to hold the medic back, and I think I've got Darth Vader inside the ATSD, just because he can wait there for a little bit. The mounted troopers are doing the taking care of the rest of the enemy force, and this anti-aircraft turret will go down very quickly. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I hope you're enjoying this. We do have a couple more campaigns until the end of this series, so you know it will be a while yet. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode.
Excellent work, General. What is this?
The surprise is mine, bucketheads.
Get down!
We have recovered Dodonna's body, Lord Vader.
Is he still alive?
Barely.
Use a mind probe on him.
We already have, my lord. The probe uncovered evidence of a rebel operation geared against Ratha.
Ratha, pack up down there. We leave orbit in 30 minutes.
The cowardly demolition of Yavin Base cost us many good troopers, but the capture of General Dodonna far outweighs the loss. Our revenge is complete.